Video. Boom! Switcheroo. It's time, guys. Promise we're bringing you the best interviews. We have another one lined up. Bring him onto the stream now. David, what's up, man? Welcome to the Power. Oh, we got it. You're so small. There we go.
What's up? What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Beautiful background that you have there. I like it.
Very, very customized.
There we go. All right, guys. And if you don't know, you should know. But David is the COO of CarParts.com, ticker PRTS. That's Papa Romeo Tango Sandy. And where are you joining us from today, David?
I'm calling from Torrance, California, our headquarters.
California. Okay, it's probably a little bit nicer weather than Michigan, but
much nicer.
Yes, but car parts. We are in the automotive hub of the country. Maybe not for long. Don't tell them I said that. But Detroit, Michigan, in the background here, hanging out. But I guess just getting started for anybody who isn't familiar with the business. Could you just give us the quick overview?
Yeah, for sure. So CarParts.com is the fastest growing website selling auto repair parts, tools, resources, information. We've been around for 25 years, went public in 2007, went through a major transformation over the last 2 years, made a lot of investments in our technology, in our supply chain, and today we are the fastest growing player in the space.
All right, I like it. And in terms of that transformation and what you guys sell, can you talk to us a little bit about that? And then in terms of the actual parts, and the products that you guys sell, what do you carry? How do you decide what to carry, etc.?
So what we carry is a combination of collision replacement parts. So that's anything that goes outside of the vehicle, and then mechanical parts. So steering, suspension, brakes, wheel hubs, shocks, and struts. What makes us very unique is our private brand. So we source directly from manufacturers in Asia, Taiwan, China, Korea. We bring them into our distribution centers. We have 5 of them, and we ship them directly to the consumer. So really, that's the competitive advantage of the company. It's the 2-step distribution model, straight from factory to the consumer.
Okay, so I imagine that's powerful for the consumers because rather than going out and buying a Ford part as an example, they can buy the part from you, which has an established brand behind it with a long legacy, and then save money on that part. Is that proper thinking?
That's absolutely correct. And most of the retailers that whether it's the dealer or AutoZone or Advance, they have a multi-step distribution system, so they go through multiple layers. What we do is we go straight to the factory. They manufacture all the same brands that you might be familiar with. We bring them into our DCs. We ship them to the customer direct, so we can offer the same quality part at a significant discount. So usually, if you compare it to brick and mortar retailers, it's 30 to 70% off.
Okay. And so something that I want to get into are the growth drivers, right? Because I would imagine that, the number of parts that are being consumed over time are relatively, flat. So it's got to be more of a market share play. If that's correct, can you talk about what some of those growth drivers are into the upcoming years, et cetera?
Yeah, so what's interesting and what people don't know is that, there's 286 million cars on the road in the US. That number is going up every year. And the average age of a car on the road is 11.9 years. So, not everyone in the United States drives a 1 to 2 year old car. The average age is close to 12 years. And our sweet spot is 8 to 15 years. So the car goes out of warranty, and then we become a solution to get the same part at a competitive price, delivered straight to your home. So that's really what we do.
Okay. All right, and then EV. Can we talk about EV for a second?
Sure.
I'm reading the chat live while we're talking, and there's a handful of questions about EV. But can you talk about the parts market for electric vehicles? Do you guys participate in that, et cetera?
Yeah, we for sure participate in it. So 90% of the parts that we sell are agnostic to the powertrain, meaning they fit both a regular combustion engine or electric vehicle or hybrid. So if you think about everything that goes around the car, lights, mirrors, bumper covers, hoods, fenders, all this is the same, regardless of the engine. And then in the wheelbase, steering, suspension, there's a lot of overlap. Now, obviously, it's still a small part of the car park, but over time, it's going to get bigger and bigger. So the reason why we're pushing for EVs is we're trying to be a little less tactical, which we have been over the last 2 years, and more strategic. So what's the car park going to look like in 5 years or 10 years? And for sure, everyone knows it's going to be a lot of EVs and hybrids. So we're making those investments right now to be ready for the next iteration of the company.
Okay. And are there other significant places where you guys are making an investment to be ready for, to kick off your next leg of growth? The EV hybrid,
absolutely.
That's interesting. I'd love to hear about other parts of the business.
Yeah, so there's two things. So number one is just overall business. We're investing in our supply chain. What makes us very unique is the fact that we carry our inventory in the DCs. And over time, the goal is to ship to 80% of the customers within 1 day. Right now, we have about 50% coverage with our 5 distribution centers. So regardless of the parts we sell, those investments in the supply chain are going to be big for us. The next layer of investments is historically, we've been really focused on collision and replacement. So that's the stuff that really goes outside of the car into mechanical parts. So mechanical parts is 4 times bigger than collision in terms of the market size. We've been playing in it for a few years, but now we're making a big push in terms of catalog and content and marketing and assortment. So bringing in a lot of additional SKUs to expand that assortment into mechanical. And then the number 3, which I'll add, is we're investing in people. So over the last year, we hired more than 800 people across the organization. Technology, marketing, data and catalog, supply chain. Over time, we're going to keep recruiting the best talent that we can find to continue growing the company.
Okay, and let me ask you one more question. I know Jason wants to hop in. Any plans on expanding the product suite outside of more of those mechanical parts, like seats as an example? Like I've been following a couple private companies that are making what seem to be pretty significant moves in the aftermarket parts space. Any thoughts or focus there?
Yeah, I think over time, we want to be the number 1 destination for anything auto repair and maintenance related. Right now, what we believe in is really focusing. So we want to go all in on EV parts and mechanical parts. And until we have that full assortment and we really build that part of the business, I think everything else is going to be on the back burner. Now, obviously, there's plenty of opportunities, a lot of cars. It's a big market. It's $300-400 billion. Plenty of opportunities. But what makes us successful is we just focus on one thing at a time. We prioritize, we execute, and we just get after it.
Awesome. And I love the line that you just said, is that we want to be number 1 for all things cars, right? All things car parts want to be number 1. Those are the types of messages I love to hear from executive members of companies, stocks that I'm looking at. Awesome. And Jason, I know you've got a couple things you want to pop in with.
Yes. How long has Car Parts been around for?
25 years. So we launched as just a local distributor of collision parts in the LA area. Eventually, we became the first player to sell auto parts online. The company went public in 2007. We went through a difficult decade, not a lot of growth. 2 years ago, new management team came in, and we went through an extreme makeover, invested a lot of money into supply chain, technology, bringing in the best people that we can find. We've built an extraordinary team, and now we're it's the new version. It's the carparts.com 2.0.
Okay, and that's awesome. Your site, and people in the chat are saying how easy your site is to use, how simple. Did you rebuild the site in the last 2 years as well?
Yeah, we completely rebuilt the entire website from scratch. So historically, we actually had 17 different websites, and the company had a different name. We decided to just consolidate everything in the spirit of focusing, building a brand for carparts.com, one website, one message, one mission, all the resources go into that one website. We went from 13 seconds load time into 2 to 3 seconds. But again, user experience and interface, it's really good right now, but it's a constant evolution. The market is evolving, so we're going to continue to make investments to make it even better.
Yeah, you're using some good technology on the website. You got the Akamai CDN, got some WordPress, and you've consolidated a lot of the extra JavaScript things.
Yes, site speed is a big deal for us. We're using Progressive Web App, which is basically when you pull up the website, it's as quick, it's as fast as an app. That's the experience that customers want these days. But again, it's a constant work in progress.
Were you a engineer or developer or anything like that?
Not at all. I actually started as a CPA. I'm an operation and finance guy. But I'm learning auto parts. I'm learning technology. It's all fun. Okay. Ultimately, the vision is to build a destination. So I got to educate myself on everything. So I know just enough to be dangerous.
All right, so I'm on the Car Parts site, and you mentioned there was 20 other sites. Is that because you have other domains that are like electric parts or stuff like that, or no?
So that's what we had 2 years ago. And as of today, we're down to one site. So everything was consolidated into one site. So we no longer have all the other ones. And the focus is going to be growing carparts.com.
Okay. And something I'm excited, a producer, Aaron, told me to ask you about Clubhouse. I don't know if you and Luke already talked about that. Did you guys already talk about that?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. Why did producer Aaron tell me to ask you about Clubhouse?
So we were actually the first public company to put together an AMA on Clubhouse. So what we did is we announced our Q4 earnings last week. And right after we announced earnings, we went on Clubhouse and did an AMA. We had up to 5,000 people join and ask questions. And it was specifically targeting retail investors. So, you know, I carry both hats. I do operation and finance for the company. And I spend a lot of time talking to institutional investors, which is fun up to a point. But I find retail investors a lot more interesting. I like talking about, you know, our product, the problem, the solution, the user experience. And I find that retail investors are a lot more interested in that part of the business than just kind of building a financial model. So that was the main thought process behind it.
So, and I'm not saying you're taking a page out of Elon Musk's book, but he felt the same way. That's why he changed his conference calls and allow the retail investor to ask. And that's, to be honest, why Benzinga even exists. We're for people, by people. We have 15 million to 30 million people readers a month on our platform. And we started this video stuff when the whole GameStop thing happened, because we broke the story where it actually started in this room. This actual show is when the whole GameStop thing happened. It was the craziest thing ever, but it's a true story. And since that time, we've been going live video, you know, for like 8 or 9 hours a day. And we're bringing CEOs of companies, and retail investors get to talk to you directly. Now we have to do a better job of letting them know you're here, because you have a very interesting story. And I thought that was awesome. The Clubhouse thing that you guys did this earnings call there. Was that your idea? Like, how did that come about?
So, you know, we've been talking to institutional investors for 2 years now. And Lev and I were talking about better ways to be accessible to retail investors. And, you know, Clubhouse is really the fastest growing social media platform. So it made sense. We reached out to them. We said, hey, we want to put something together. Can you guys help us out? And they did. And, you know, it helps to have the first mover advantage. But overall, it was a great experience. And for me, it's an opportunity to talk to not only retail investors, but also potential customers. So yeah. I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. You've built a fantastic platform. And the questions from your listeners are always interesting. So oh, yeah. I'm a big believer of like the Peter Lynch philosophy. Behind every ticker symbol, there's a company. And I find that, you know, whether it's your listeners or retail investors, they want to understand what's behind the ticker. PRTS are 4 letters. What's interesting is what goes on behind the 4 letters.
Well, you know what's another thing that's really interesting, Jim? Like you said, there's an interesting story behind PRTS. But one of the guys in the chats wrote, I've been buying parts from you guys for the last few years. He didn't realize you were a public company. And I know you weren't public this whole time. But how do you address that?
Hey, listen, brand awareness is a big deal, whether it's for the ticker symbol or the company as a public entity or the website. And, you know, the auto space is gigantic and we still have some work to do. You know, for the last 2 years, we've been pretty quiet. Some people called us anti-promotional. And the reason is we wanted to focus on the business. Now, we're entering a new era of the company. We're going into growth mode. We're making a lot of investments. So we're taking some time to be out there and be accessible. So Clubhouse is one thing. What you guys are doing is great. So again, appreciate the opportunity for having me on and telling my story.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple, just like 2 more questions. So I don't know if you follow Kathy Wood from ARK Investment. So I had Kathy Wood on last week. And prior to that, we made a website where people submitted questions. We got like 14,000 questions for her. And in 40 minutes, we asked a lot. And we do Kevin O'Leary. So we should do this more often. And to that point, this person, Jason B, wrote, you know, love the site, fast, but he didn't hear of you guys before. Are you planning a mass marketing campaign, or is it going to be more grassroots? Or do you think you're start doing TV ads, or what's the marketing stuff? If you already address this with Luke, then you don't have to answer it again. had technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I did watch the Kathy Wood. I'm definitely following her every time she goes on TV. I mean, she's definitely
watch my interview and then compare it
I
to
did.
NBC.
I watched the whole thing. Of course I did.
Oh, okay.
Of course I did.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think, she does a great job at articulating like investing in future, investing in disruption, investing in innovation. Obviously, that's her mantra. But she does a really good job at painting the picture of like, what does the future look like? What companies are actually taking advantage of what the future is going to look like? What companies are actually helping in building that future? So yeah, Kathy Wood is a fantastic stock picker.
And so when you come on again, we'll get like questions from the audience that follow you, because Benzinga, we have 15 million people. There must be a few 100,000 that are following your company. So we'll get questions pre-submitted so we can get them answered for them. Because when investors feel like they have a voice and asking questions, it totally changes the relationship from an investor and a company. I mean, Tesla's a great company, don't get me wrong, but I will promise you, because they're able to get a hold of the executive and get answers, it changes the voice of the company and the growth projections. And I think like Howard Schultz did that at Starbucks. So the way you're approaching it, David, I'm a big Clubhouse guy. I host a thing with this guy, Josh Brown, who hosts a halftime report on Fridays at 3 p.m. called the Boiler Room, where people pitch us ideas. And we started it 2 weeks ago, and every week it just grows by another couple hundred people. It's an amazing thing. Maybe we'll do an AMA with you on Clubhouse next. Who knows? But
I'm down. Absolutely.
Yeah, we thank you for coming on. Is there any last things you want to say to Zinger Nation out there?
Yeah, check out carparts.com. We're the #1 destination to solve your auto repair issues. Everyone has a car. If you have a car that's a little bit older and you want to find the parts that fit and get them delivered to your door within 1 to 2 days, check us out.
And they said they did say your gross margin's awesome, but then someone did follow up with me on the marketing thing. Are you doing online ads or video? Is there any more clarity on what you're doing to get the word out?
We're doing a lot. Like, we just launched a brand awareness national TV campaign. So we're doing a lot of TV ads. Okay. We have a NASCAR sponsorship. We have a professional fight league sponsorship. We're doing some stuff on the fishing side. So we're definitely getting out there and spreading the message. And you're going to see a lot more of us.
I heard you want to sponsor my son's flag football team. I'm just joking. You don't need to. I'm a first-time flag football coach, and we won the championship. And
congratulations.
So they joke with me a lot about that. So, all right, David, thank you for coming on. It's Car Parts, PR, P as in Peter, R, T as in Tom, S as in Sam. Great company, great site. Luke, you got to show the site to our developers. The speed at the site loads, the progressive loading. I looked at it and like the site is, I'm just going to go to carparts.com and just order random parts because it's so fast.
Let's show it to our users right now.
Oh yeah. There it is.
I have it.
Wait, no, click a button. Go down to the spoilers or I don't know. I'm not a car guy.
I'm going to click on fenders.
Yeah. Click on fenders. Watch this. Click on another thing. Go. Oh, you come on.
Coupon.
Oh, you got
coupon.
Yeah.
You gotta love the coupon.
We should have got a Luke coupon, but okay.
Yeah,
so Luke, click on a part. Come on, you're just scrolling.
Okay. You said look how fast the scroll is. I'm scrolling, baby.
All right. Well, because we're on YouTube, it's behind. But the thing is super fast. So I'm giving this to Vin because the speed is awesome. All right. Car Parts, David, we'll talk to you later. And next time we're going to get the community to get some questions to you like you did on Clubhouse. Thanks man,
for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Good luck. Take care.
Talk soon.
Peace. All right. Bye-bye.